Anyways, I'm awake enough to do this now. Sorry about the being super quiet for probably longer than I would have liked, but I'm here, I'm awake. Unfortunately, my main computer chat is. Anyways, I'm awake enough to do this now. Sorry about the my main computer is Fopod at the moment. I had to get a new graphics card, which sucks. It all went crazy bonkers, and then it went black screen. So, yay! I'm gonna have to get a brand new graphics card, which is not cheap. About $500 to $600 for what I need. That's gonna hurt. Make matters worse, being on income like I have, it's not conducive to get the part I need right at first. So, yeah. My wonderful huh? What? Mm. Hopefully you guys are having better luck with computers than I am. Considering my main graphics card decided to blow the big one. It is not working. Fun times. Top it all off, I've in the last, let me see, 10 days, I haven't felt good and I've had to be the doctor several times. Wonderful time of year. Oh. Yeah, it's been interesting the last few weeks. Trying to get everything 100% all set up. Again, Mm. Mm. So yeah, my computer decided to go crazy. That was fun. My graphics card went on the fritz. So now I'm out $600 once I get the computer placed, and it's been a nightmare the last 30 days. Or a bad dream, I'll put it that way. Not a night. Hmm. What could I talk about? I like the Raylan. I can't wait to actually try it once I get my machine repaired, not replaced. But yeah, it looks fun. A lot of fun. I obviously am not mining, okay, because I don't have a ship I can fly, which defeats the purpose of the. Yeah. Dee, 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 dee. Right. Kind of dead this morning in here. Over around. No. I think it's because I've been offline for a while. Not on purpose, but yeah. It's unfortunate because what else am I working on right now? Bunch of stuff. Um, there's this new game I've been trying in an older computer that unfortunately I don't have any streaming software set up on, called Spacecraft. It's almost like Star Citizen Life. Hey Garrett, what's going on, man? Good to see ya over on Rumble. Can you hear me okay? Hmm. Wasn't sure this machine was working okay or not. Yep, salute. Hey. Hey, you and I gotta hang out at some point, dude. Cause I got some interesting things to tell you, offline. For those who are wondering who the heck I'm talking to, Garrett's an old friend. He's good to hear. Garrett's an old buddy of mine from back in the school days. He and I live less than 3 or 4 miles from each other. Unfortunately, Garrett, my main computer is busted right now. I'd be on it, but unfortunately the graphics card went to the great graveyard in the sky about a week ago. I think I forgot to clean it out with compressed air and it just overheated. Hey Lead Fireclaw. Hope you're doing well. Hmm. Yeah, like I was telling Garrett, my stupid graphics card went and fried. So wonderful. So wonderful to have your graphics card go. They can be, Garrett. They really can be. Unfortunately. I'm upgrading, though, from a 3060 to a 5060 Ti. Thankfully, my architecture on my graphics card is modular. So I can actually upgrade to a better card from where I was. A lot better card. Which, as you know, an upgrade would be better than just straight and narrow. So what's on the agenda for you today, Garrett? Just out of curiosity, since I got you in chat. You're actually the first person in a long time over on Rumble that I've had with a actual conversation in a while. That makes me sad. But at least somebody's talking to me today. Been kind of lonely around here, man. Joking, joking. Hmm. Do 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 do. Yeah, my graphics card's been in pre probably not in great straits for a while. Oh, you're going to SoonerCon. Man, that's gonna be fun. Wish I could go. My car's in wonderful shape. Yeah. Yeah, I hear that, man. It do be like that sometimes. Yeah, it kind of does, Garrett. Rumble's way different. It seems more personality driven, where YouTube is more content based. Yeah, that's what I've experienced as well. You want to cover both your bases and make sure things work. Yeah. My mom's fixing to go to work too, so don't be a stranger, Garrett. If you're ever around here, hop in my Rumble chat and keep it going. Because I really appreciate the help. And also, I don't mind talking to you. Hmm. You're one of the more level headed friends of ours that I have. One least. Are excited. People like that engagement get spicy and people can't take it. Yeah, definitely. Um, has anyone ever heard of the Crowder? Enough said, right? Yeah, Twitch outright banned that man for good. But he seems to have found a second home on Twitter, Rumble. Hey Rufus, what's going on, man? Yeah, and I would appreciate that. Oh, and the computer being out, it sucks because I was going to help you with a bit of stuff. Do you have your card? Uh, Eric's been in my chat for a bit. Hey. No worries. Mom says hi, Garrett. Have you met my mom before, Garrett? I don't know if you have or not. Good question. Oof. Oh, nothing. Garrett says hi, Mom. That's unfortunate to hear that about that movie. I had some high hopes for it being a decent science fiction thriller. Wow, 4 viewers? That's interesting. But yeah, I think it's a reasonable upgrade, Garrett, to go from a 3060 to a 5060 Ti. I'm going from a 12 gig graphics card on DDR4 RAM to a 16, which is much, much higher. So I should have some better levels of fidelity and such. Also, less strain on the graphics card, being that it's a more powerful one. So yeah, it should work out a lot better. Might get some RAM while I'm at it at some point. That way I go from 632 to 64. That's my plan, anyways. Who else is in chat over on Rumble? Y'all having a great day so far? I see at least several people. Don't be shy, guys. My chat's open for all opportunity seekers. Hope y'all are having a great morning so far. Well, as good as can be expected, right? Anyways, Garrett, ooh. So, who's the guest at CinderCon this year? You were mentioning going to see it. Um, who's the guests over at CinderCon this year? Anyone useful or fun? And are you gonna buy anything down there while you're down there? My voice sounds weird. Definitely interesting. Damn, I'm on the front page. Not bad. Yeah, it's. I agree with the spicy comment for Rumble. It makes a lot of sense based on what Rumble does and how it operates. Uh, all right. So yesterday I had to get put on some lovely medicine. I had a rash or something that developed. Not gonna say where, best left unsaid, but I had to go to the check-in quick minute clinic that my hospital operates. They told me at the ER not to come back for a while because they were getting tired of dealing with me. Wonderful. Yep. Right. So yeah, that was enjoyable. Dee-dee-dee, dee-dee-dee. You know what? Let's try playing something. And what I'm going to do is transmit. I'm not going to go to Architect Review. Alright, we're going to watch the ship video for the Gatac Raylan, which shouldn't take too hard to do.
The Gatac Raylan is an alien medium hauler from Gatac Industries and prioritizes speed of loading and unloading cargo by having it all on the exterior. The Raylan is our first dedicated cargo hauler from an alien race, and this is an important moment in that a lot of our other alien ships are combat focused. Just like us, they also need an entire suite of ships to be able to fulfill what they do every day in their lives.
So one of the things that we really wanted to push with our alien ships is just that distinction from kind of human manufacturing techniques and alien manufacturing techniques. We kind of developed this idea that they had this really kind of advanced systems that would allow them to be able to almost kind of grow their ships in the shapes that they wanted. So things like the really big armored plates that are on the front of the ship, the idea was that these were naturally mined materials rather than having to kind of go in and extract these materials and then refine them and refine them and refine them.
I had to stop thinking like human and start thinking like Xi'an. How would an alien design shapes, movement, and technology?
With the Xi'an specifically, they have a lot of control over how they can manipulate different structures. So with the Raylan, it has this really distinct state change between its flight silhouette and its landed silhouette.
The original concept had triangular cargo containers themselves holding the cargo inside, but now during production we've changed that to use standardized cargo grids. That means you are not constrained by any of the mission types that you would have had before, having to manually load all these cargo units into custom cargo containers. Now you can just turn up to any location. It supports up to 32 SU containers, so you can just load them on easily, offload them easily.
We have two size 2 tractor turrets that sit on the bottom wings. 2 rear bridge seats each control one of these turrets and can use them to add and remove cargo from the cargo grid as they like. The turrets move with the wings. You have an okay view when the wings are deployed, so when you're flying around in space, but when your wings are in the landed position, you have a really, really good view over the cargo grids.
And for those who really appreciated the original aesthetic of those triangular cargo pods, we've retained the signature triangular elements of that as a deployable armored shield over the cargo beds. The shields themselves are a physical barrier that stop projectiles from hitting the cargo themselves. Obviously, having it deployed makes the cargo very hard to take off, but offers that protection. This essentially makes a sort of hybrid interior-exterior cargo ship. You get the benefits of both systems. You have the ease of loading of exterior cargo, as well as the protection of interior cargo. And then as a further benefit for those of you like counting boxes, we also managed to increase the cargo capacity from 320 to 640 with these changes as well.
On the Raylan, you can enter the ship one of 2 ways. So if the ship is landed, you enter through a lift at the very bottom. And if you are in flight or you're in space, you have a docking collar on the top rear.
The elevator shaft is a really nice, central part of the whole ship. It's the first thing you see as you walk in, and it leads you through every floor. You can see all the way up.
A lot of our human ships tend to be quite flat, quite long, whereas what we've tried to develop is this idea that the aliens prefer a little bit more kind of verticality to their ship. The middle floor of the ship is all habitation.
The habs are very strange when you first walk in. You kind of have a big bank of these pods that feel quite strange and different to the kind of habitations you might be used to in a typical human ship. but at the same time, it's incredibly cozy in there. You kind of have to crawl into the space. You have all this really nice stonework that covers the bed. We carry on this same sort of motif of these ribbons that sort of run around every part of the ship, which you can imagine is kind of carrying the energy and the power from the engineering and powering all these rooms.
We try to make it feel quite relaxing, quite calm. So they brought in these waterfalls that run down the sides of the walls in the mess area. On one side, you've got the bathrooms, and on the opposite side, you've got the food preparation area. As this is an alien ship, it caters to both the Xi'an and the humans. So for the humans, you've got a chow line where you're able to get your food and your drink.
Alongside the very specialist Xi'an food area.
Are these the ones that eat poop?
These are the ones that eat poop, or are these the ones that poop squares? I can't remember. These are the turtles, but they behave like birds.
Then off to either side, we have a small room that has a small bench and like a viewing out over the front of the ship. We've got the 2 escape pods on either side and also the turret access. Finally, if you take the elevator up to the top floor, it takes you straight into engineering.
The engineering is really kind of imposing, and it just feels very important. You can tell that there's like a lot of power running through this room. Your different component bays all around the room facing you, and they all open up with like the impressive Xi'an tech, grav plating all moving out of the way. The alien design comes in with quite how wide these component bays are. Like there's a lot of room that accommodates more space needed to access them than just a slim little engineer who's making his way in. You also have these beams that are coming across the ceiling, and you can tell that there's power thrumming through like these ribbons that are coming from each of the component bays. It's a really, really interesting room, and it was a lot of fun to work on.
As you go towards the front of the ship, you're into the bridge area, and this probably has one of the best views out of a lot of ships that we've done.
There is 4 seats floating on air, so that feels like it's totally alien, uncanny thing. When you enter the seat, they're rotating with a fancy flying animation. I hope that they feel really wow effect, because it's pretty different than the usual ships we have.
The cargo capacity of the ship lends itself to the vast majority of cargo missions, so it's great for cargo players, and it's not short in the firepower category either. It has great turrets and pilot-controlled weapons as well as missiles.
I think all the team did their job so fantastic.
It looks cool, sharp, aggressive.
Very happy with it. I really like the overall aesthetic on the interior, and the design is an interesting way to use this sort of tall 3-story ship in still actually quite a small space.
This ship is for someone that wants to go out with their friends, they don't mind taking on a bit of danger, and they want to look a little bit different, a little bit cool doing it.
Yeah, that patch is going to be fun here in a few days. Yep. Now we have other variant of the Raylan, which is the Thule. Which is a micro carrier.
The Tilui is a new ship from Gatak Industries.
It is our first dedicated alien snub fighter carrier.
We have 2 categories within our snub division of ships. We have snub fighters and snub crafts. This is really designed for the former, the snub fighters. And they need a carrier because they don't have quantum drives. So they have a very limited range and require a larger ship to get them where the action is. And whilst the Tilui may visually share some elements with the Raylan, it is a new ship chassis.
The real noticeable change on the rear of the vehicle is the large hangar door. And that really reveals the large hangar opening, which also has an air shield across the rear.
The Tilui has the same armament as the Raylan, plus 2 additional top and bottom rear-facing remote turrets.
The Tilui holds 4 snubs in its rear section, as well as 96 SU of cargo space.
And the purpose of this cargo is to enable players to use the rearm, repair, refuel mechanics. So there's somewhere for the RMC if you're repairing your hull, for the hydrogen fuel if you're refueling, for the missiles if you're restocking,
Cool.
or for the ammunition if you're reloading your guns.
It's a very different environment to what we're used to on a lot of our human manufactured ships.
The Xi'an are the masters of sort of gravity and magnets, so the rear section of the Tilui is its centerpiece. Not only does it hold the 4 snub bays, it does it in a sort of 360-degree environment, allowing you to sort of get in, and you can walk the whole way around the interior of the ship to get to your landing pad.
We're using the actual anti-gravity technology on that, so you can walk on the walls. But those walls actually floor.
The impact is pretty instant. There's no real sense of up and down.
You can go for a jog all the way around it. It's just a really incredible tech.
It's a really fun space to play in.
As you leave the hangar through one of the exits on either side, you walk through a little ready room for your snub fighter pilots. These are small, almost cave-like little corridors that allow you to transition from that intense experience of flying a snub fighter into the calm and into the safety of the rest of the ship. And then once you get back into the main elevator shaft, you're back into kind of like the shared hab area that you're used to on the Raiden.
The whole rec room is just like a huge space, really high ceilings. These massive, imposing arches on either side that frame the whole space.
It feels like a fancy Turkish restaurant for me. Yeah, a bit Grand Bazaar vibes. And the overall art language is like kind of Art Deco / Alien. And I like to use in the organic materials like actual alien rock on the walls, which feels nice, more architectural masterpiece.
The turret access rooms, there's one on either side of the ship, and they feel really interesting. They've got a little more than a typical turret access might have. I like to call it the turret reception just because it feels like you go in with an appointment to see the turret, and there's this really nice window that gives you a nice view of the side of the ship, and there's like a nice bench in front of it to sit and look out. You have some escape pods in there as well. The whole room came together feeling really kind of cozy and interesting.
The Tilui is for anyone that wants to be in the fight but wants to play more of a support role.
I'm very happy with the ship. I think we've really sort of pushed the boat out, especially with the interior section at the rear. You don't have that particularly large firepower, but enough of it is an annoyance to distract other players and allow other people in your fleet to help do the objectives.
It's about supporting your snub fighters and causing as much kind of chaos on the battlefield as you can. It's almost like a swarm of angry wasps that can go in and attack. Or if you've really annoyed people a bit too much, they can get back in and you can just jump away to safety.
You know we need an alien snub fighter now, right?
Yeah, it has crossed my mind. Yeah.
Love how the hangar opens up like that now.
One of the things that our players are especially fond of doing with the new ship is playing a good old game of what fits.
That one.
It almost always goes way beyond anything that we
shit.
expect.
Try it at your own risk.
Have a reclaimer claw go into the rear of this. It's going to look like a proctology thing.
Rear docking close. Bottom suffered major damage.
That's an official request.
That was great. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. The look on his face was one of, damn. Yeah, that was great. And that is one of the more interesting ships we've gotten. Yeah. Definitely one of the more interesting vessels we've gotten in recent years and memory. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on here. Yeah, that was fascinating. Okay. Okay. So, what do you guys think of the two new ships, Thule and the Reland? For those of us who actually play Star Citizen, what do you guys all think of those two new ships? I think they're awesome. The Thule's definitely a limited use ship, I would put it, but it definitely might be useful for some combat situations rather than others. I'm not sure if it would be a good frontline combat ship. No, it wouldn't. Huh? What? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Wait. Okay, there. It's definitely a more interesting ship than I thought it would be. The Raylan, I'm glad I got it when I did, because it's gonna get it more. It's an expensive ship, alright. I can't believe they animated that one part at the very end. Like, really, guys? You just had to make that joke. It was funny, though, to be fair. Okay. So, yeah, like I was saying at the beginning of today's stream, I'm not going to be able to be online in full capacity for a while. My current computer, my main computer, is actually out of commission till I get a new graphics card or figure out what's wrong with the, the what you dinger, the I want to say the graphics card or figure out if there was an overheating issue. Probably better I figure that out rather than. Anywho, I will be right back, chat. I'm going to be back here in 5 or 10 minutes. I got to take care of something. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I am back. Sorry about that, chat. I had to step away for a minute, take care of something. Nothing serious, just making sure I didn't forget something. So we're good. So I'm hoping we get more alien ships that have multi-purpose uses, like the Thule and Raylan. That would be interesting to me down the road, because as it stands, we don't have very many ships. So I'm hoping we get more alien ships that have multi-purpose use. Sorry about that. I mean, eventually we could end up with some pretty interesting. What do you guys over in YouTube land think about the G'tak Raylan and the Thule? I think they're pretty interesting ships. Maybe not for everyone, but definitely a nice change in the philosophy. I am hoping that 4.8.2 is a better patch than 4.8 and 4.8.1 were. Has anyone played the current patch? I have not, because my computer has been out of order. My main computer. Figured I'd ask. To ask, then to not find out. Yeah. Yeah, I bought all those ships and now I can't even play with them because my computer is completely. This word, brick. Oh, I misspelled brick. I spelled it Burke. It's brick. Great job, me. I have misspelled a ship name. Or a state name. Great job. Brick. Oh. Yeah, it's yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's definitely been one of those weeks. Everything's that could happen did happen. Damn. Hmm. Hmm. 3 minutes to it. Hmm. Yeah, I think the Raylan and Thule are two very interesting ships altogether. They're not built for normal use case scenarios, but they are very interesting. Put it that way. The Thule looks more like a zone lockdowner. If you could get decent weapons on the snub fighters, then the Thule backs off to act as a support ship. That strategy might work, along with an escort of actual fighters to protect the carrier. So, yeah, in theory, it is a good ship. But in practicality, unless you have a large org with a backbone fleet behind it, I don't see it really being utilized except for maybe a other tasks. In my opinion, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Who knows? All I know is on paper it's a great ship, but we'll just have to see how it behaves in practice. Like everything else in this game, I did buy it, but haven't been able to test it as, of course, my computer is completely dead. Yeah. So what do you guys think? You think a lot of people are going to use the Raylan and the Thule, or do you think they're going to be more traditional, using their own ships that they already own? Frankly, I could see it going both ways, but I don't know. Anything could happen. Hmm. I'm gonna have to eat here in about 5 to 10 minutes. Lunch, some sort. Let's see what I can figure out. I'll be on for a bit longer. So yeah, it's yeah, my brain is just fried today. Sorry. Hold on. I want to check. Hmm. Okay. Yep. Definitely having to do some stuff here in a bit. Not because I want to, but because I have to. Hmm. Yeah, I've kind of forgotten what else I wanted to say today. So here in a few minutes, I'm probably gonna have to wrap it up and go eat something because I haven't ate much today or in the last few days. Man, nobody's been on Twitch today talking to me at all. It's been so quiet around here lately. Only people have been talking to me has been over on Rumble. Unusual for me. I don't usually get that audience. Health also hasn't been the best of shape for a while. So it could be contributing why I already feel exhausted. Anywho, chat, I am going to bail. Y'all have a good one. The probably as soon as possible on the main computer, but we'll see. Oh, so